Hello and welcome back. Before we get started today, I want to thank everyone for being so patient. This has been quite a trial of getting this new PC and just all that goes with that. And speaking of that, I did try to do a recording before this one, and unfortunately it did not work correctly, so I lost that experience. But you didn't miss that much. What basically happened is I went back to the sinking sands and I spoke to Mentphilia. I was introduced to the grand companies, and I guess it's time. We are being sent to each of the 3 cities that have the grand companies, and I need to make a decision. Now, this has to do with the memorial that we set up ages ago, so we can listen to what each grand company has to say and make our decision, although I think I already know what I'm going to do there. So let's speak to Thiel, see if he'll take us up. Here to attend the remembrance service? Be quick, the Admiral's due to give her address any moment. Yes, I need to go to the stateroom.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. 700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ha! Yeah! Ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Carteneau. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards!
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
If you'll permit me, Alfie, no.
Nice to meet you, Alphino. They were on the ship when I arrived. I remember.
And my sister, Alize, at your service.
Pleasure, Alize. She seems
I saw
shy.
at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
Yes.
You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the Sahagin. Yes, I am familiar with the Sahagin. They worship Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Laminsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there's no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight among themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominzans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper state of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? Okay. Well, that was interesting. I recognize those young'uns. I guess they're like teenagers. He sounded quite different than what I would have expected. But then again, some teens' voices change early. So you never know. All right, we completed that objective. Now what we need to do is make our way to Gridania and speak with the druids there. Airship landing. Yes, please. Hello. I'd like a ticket to Gridania, please. All right. I believe we need to get back to the Conjurer area. No, I'm wrong. We need to go to the amphitheater. And it does seem to be pouring again. One thing about Gridania that I'm not too fond of, but I understand. It is a forest. There's a lot of plants that need nourishment. I think, yeah, I have that one. Ooh. This is another event. Interesting. Well, we don't have time to attend today. However, it seems like we do have to go over in this direction. Here. This is where we need to go.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the green wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood, When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on the
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
Follow
forest.
the elementals!
Fancy meeting you again.
Yes, I am surprised to see you here. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with 2 beast tribes. The Ixol are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal, Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent. Until recently, at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramal. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixol ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood and thereby the power of the elementals will put an end to their woes. Yet, how long will that take? Centuries, I wager. Meanwhile, the Ixol will continue their incursions. Sooner or later, it will come to all-out war. And when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove, then, to be? Well, thank you for the info. Alright, let's go to Uldal.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore! Hurrah! Roban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you! Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn! Forsooth?
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Armaja. I take it you encountered them. Yes, unfortunately. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So, they've dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves. Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless. And even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amajah are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It's a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. such desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be most welcome. Okay, so she's just so quiet. Oh, Menphilia. She gave me a link shell in the video that was lost. I forgot about that. Sheriee, this is Menphilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? Yes, ma'am. A moment ago, you say? Oh, what a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer. In short, please, hurry back. All right, let's get over there right away and get this handled. I already know who I'm going to select. All right, let's get in there. Hello, Tataru. No time to visit just yet. And there they are. Welcome back, Sheriee. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you'd hoped? Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. All right.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
She's upset.
There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Very interesting characters. All right. The serpent is Gridania. Gridania is lovely. They do have quite a few issues with conjurers and such, but it just didn't grab me. Ulda, on the other hand, I really find myself attracted to that area, and we have done quite a few quests. In fact, recently we fought the Primal there, so I have done quite a bit in that region. However, that is not who I am going to choose. Limsa is my home, and I am loyal to them and their kind. It was never a question. How was the Admiral's speech? Need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You have resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Yes, I have. That's the spirit, lass. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now that the choice is made, it is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Maelstrom Command in Limsa. Yes, sir. Will do right away. Tis on the upper deck, in case you forgot. Okay. Thank you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearing true. Bye, Benfilia. We'll see you again soon. Choice has been made. Boy, hearts all around. Oh, I suppose that's appropriate for this month. Let's see, I need to go this way. And talk to the personnel officer. He's supposed to be expecting me. Hail, adventurer. What business have you at Maelstrom Command? I believe you are expecting me. My name is Sheriee. Sheriee Kiridar, yes. Our recruitment officer sent word of your coming. It shall be my honor to induct you into the ranks of the Maelstrom. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, Private? And this had better be important. Oh, sir, we received a report from a lookout in Lower La Nocia. Sir, Imperial forces have fired upon a Highwind Skyways airship. The vessel's in a bad way, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Damn it. We have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with fishbacks. Kiridar, this is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service to the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower Lanosea is correct, the airship will come down in a territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there's any survivors, we must reach them before the Garleans do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. Yes, sir. Wow, okay. Excitement follows Sheriee wherever she goes. So we have our next main quest, which we are going to work on next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today. This was a big decision, and it seems like it's going to change the path of Sherie's life and bring interesting new adventures. Please subscribe and give a like. Hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye now.